Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Well, bam. We're here. This is my third cup of coffee. I'm, not gonna lie, kind of shaking right now. From the caffeine. Feels good, man. Feels good. How's everyone doing? It is a Jace. We got Marius and Lap from Matt. Thank you, Matt. Matt was also first, by the way. Posture check and hydrate from Matt also. We'll drink some water. And request an accent. Wow, Murloc. All right. Okay. All right, here we go. Wow, Murloc. Howdy, partner. My name's Jason. I'm a Murloc from WoW. Ribbit, ribbit. I'm a little frog monster. Vominos. Never played WoW. And I still nailed it. Actually good. Incredible. You guys are lucky to have such a talented streamer. So talented. Takes me back to WoW. Yeah. So much coffee. Yeah. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. It is 1 p.m. I don't know if HelloFresh is going to arrive today during stream. Sorry. But today, holy shit. Okay, so let's go over the things that we have. Let's go over the progress from last stream. Last stream was last Thursday, and I worked on what did I work on? I worked on the debug stuff, right? I remember I did that much at least. So let's take a look. It's 1 p.m. here too. Wow. Incredible. It's crazy how that works. All right, so we can see here, I now have debug stuff. Look at this. Ooh, lines. I can select things. I can draw lines. That's really nice for me to tell if I'm overlapping with stuff, right? So that's like not that big of a deal. But if we go to the code, I did a lot. I did a lot here. That's all of this. And what I did, because I don't like the way that Godot doesn't really have debug draw stuff. It has draw stuff, but not specifically debug draw stuff. So I created this debug draw class, which auto loads in, and then I can very, very easily call it from like anywhere. So if I find my character controller, now this is all I ever need to do. I just call one function, one line, debug draw. I can do it from anywhere. I don't need to do it within a draw call or anything like that. I can just do this anywhere, and it will just draw it. So you can't reinvent the wheel if there's no wheel. Exactly. The game looks super polished already. Yep. Sure. So obviously I can do debug draws with like location. So here's like just drawing a line. But I also made some convenience overload functions where I can pass in an entire polygon, just a collision, and it will figure out the bounds and where to draw it and that kind of stuff. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm not even specifying the polygon outline. I'm just like passing in the collision of this tree, which is a polygon, and then I can draw around it. You can see this purple line that's going around. I can also pass that collision in, but draw a rectangle, and it will draw a rectangle that fits that polygon. And then the same goes for the sprite. If I just pass the sprite in, it'll just highlight the sprite. So I think those are pretty handy. And then there's going to be some debug draw stuff that I'm missing, but then I can just very, very, very quickly and easily add extra functions to the call. All I need to do is just, if I'm going to be doing a different shape, I just make another interface. And then if I make another interface, I have to add to this switch statement. So I call the right function, and then I just do whatever I want here. And I've got a bunch of overloads for convenience. The whole purpose of debug draw is that it must be very, very quickly and easy for you to debug draw something to the screen to where you want it to be on the screen, really easily, right? You don't want to sit down and start calculating global versus local positions, fighting with Z indexes, trying to get the call to happen in the draw call process rather than somewhere. Like, you don't want to be thinking about any of that stuff when you're doing debug draws. You just want to draw your shit because you're too busy thinking of something else. That's why you're debug drawing, to like see if something is working. So now that I have this system, it's super, super simple. Yeah, like I just call a function and then it just works. So pretty nice. So that's that. Debug draw works pretty good. Another thing that I was working on a little bit while my friend was streaming, my friend Redundant Pancake, he was streaming on Friday last week, and I was hanging out on the stream, but I was just doing some stuff in the background while he was playing Final Fantasy. But I've been working on this like city tile map here. Now there's a whole host of things that's wrong with this, but like I just wanted to first of all, I haven't done tile maps like this before, like art wise. I don't really know how to do it, so I've been experimenting with it. I've been looking at reference stuff to try get, you know, something. There's like a 5% chance that it's actually going to look like this in the end, but yeah, I mean, it does look alright, right? There are some obvious issues here and there, but it's still pretty decent. But I think the really interesting part of it is I was also exploring how terrains work in Godot. So like now I have this thing here where if I Milo, thank you very much for the follow. If I, you know, like I've got this set up, so if I just draw, it like automatically figures it out, which is pretty wild, right? It's not perfect yet. There's certain edge cases that aren't working, but it just kind of figures it out. Like if I draw like a square, like it'll just sort of figure it out, which is kind of nice. So I don't think any of this will actually go in the game, but it was a good art experiment for me. And it was a good just lesson in how Godot's system here works, and I learned a bit. So that was pretty good as well. That's the other. It resembles a map. Chat approved. Yeah. You can connect these maybe like this here. You know, and then like I can you know, come in here and. On the detail layer, I can grab some cracks and put them around. And then if I click away, you'll see that, you know, it just breaks it up a little bit so it doesn't look too samey. But that was an interesting exercise. Okay, so that's the progress so far. Since then, it's been fucking dire, chat. We're not looking good. The ship is sinking. Yeah, it's been bad. It's been real bad. Game development can be like this, where, you know, you just bash your head against things for days or weeks, and you're none the wiser. You're no closer to anything else. Thank you, Chris, for the pause and check and hydrate. What I have been working on, and this is something that like it actually might be good to actually spend some time to sit with y'all and like rub a duck and actually get suggestions off you guys if any of you have any suggestions on this. But like what I've been trying to weave together is how I want to handle text. And it's a really, really important thing to solve. Because you would think, oh, I mean, it's just simple, just put the text on the screen. And that's true. I can just put the text on the screen. But there's certain things that I want to do with the text. So, for example, I want the text to be localizable. And the second you do that, this entire procedure becomes exponentially more difficult. Like dialogue. Yes, Gouda, like dialogue, but also any other text, right? The solutions for dialogue versus any other text can be different, but whatever solutions I come up with, I do need to account for all of it, right? Yeah, text what face, exactly. So the issue here with text is a mixture of that localization is a hard thing to support to begin with, but, you know, it's not impossible. Not only that, but I think Godot has stuff that gets you some of the way, but not all of the way. Just make it fully voice acted. Yeah, that'll... It gets you some of the way, but it doesn't get you all the way. There's like these weird parts of it that haven't been tied together that I'm running into that like won't really work super well. So, and this is, I normally have no spoilers or backseats, but if there's anyone here who knows more, Godot has a built-in localization system. It doesn't do all the things that you want to do, or I don't see it doing the things that I want to do, in which case, tell me exactly what I'm missing, okay? But I'll explain what I have worked through, and I'll explain the kind of solution that I'm going to go for going forward. First of all, one thing you want to do in your game, ideally, right, and this is present in other engines like Unreal Engine at least, is that if you want a piece of text to be localizable, you need it to be automatically detected in your engine and then put into some kind of like localization database, right? So if I go here, well, basically, I've got poedit here. And okay, this is a really, really shitty database because it's literally just one thing, okay? But basically, there's just going to be a bunch of these text IDs and then like the actual translation. And then I can have separate files like this that will like map this text ID, which is not the actual text that will get sent out there. It's just a key. And then this is the actual text that'll go out there. And then you make, you know, different versions of this for every language, basically. You can, like, translators can take this. They get all the text IDs. They can maybe take the English and then, like, translate it. There's a bunch of different ways that this can happen, but this is just sort of an idea of what, like, that localization database can look like. And so you want a way for your engine to pick up all the strings that can be localized. Now, if I add, for example... If I just add a child node, we'll make it a control. Let's just say it's a rich text label. Right here, localization, auto translate, right? This is like labeled as like some auto translation thing, right? So if I go to project settings, now I haven't tested this. We'll see if it works. Files with translation strings, add, what is this? Test scene. Scenes, utilities, scenes, levels, test scene. Let's generate a POTS EN2, we'll call it. Okay, it should have been done. We'll see what happens. We'll see what this generated. EN2. Okay, well, that text isn't there. Not only that, but when you're writing code, you want text that you put in code to pop up as well. There's probably a way to make that. Maybe I just did something wrong there. But let's say, for example, I'm going to like output some like dialogue, or I have some text here where I'm like, you know, say, and then blah, right? Now, I would want this text to be picked up somehow and added to the database. In Unreal Engine, I think there was a type called text. And anything that was labeled as text would then get added to the localization database unless you overrided it not to. In Godot, there is something called like TR, which is the translation function, which is what you need to use to look up text in the database. And this, in theory, should get picked up. However, the parser that looks for these texts in your code doesn't support C#. And so if I want to do that, I would need to... make my own plugin, which is possible. But that's work that I don't know how to do. The other thing is I can't just make a string localizable. Like if I were to you know, in I don't know, like let's just say in here or something. If I wanted to make just like this string, right? Like, or like this is like an item name, I don't know. My item name, right? And it's potion. Like, there's no real way for me to make this constant string localizable either, like, or added to the, like, it's kind of weird. So like this, I don't see a very easy way to get all the text that I would want, some of which, you know, a lot of this stuff has support for labels and UI, which is great. But like, I need other text to be detected too. And that doesn't seem very easy to do. Since you're so good at voices, do it yourself. Yeah. Method name GTFO. Yeah. Yeah, it's not a total solution. Exactly. Like there's like holes, right? Now it's not insurmountable by any means, but like there's some things that like, right? Now this is one part of the problem, right? This is like one portion of the problem. There's more because the whole thing is really tricky, right? So that's purely how do I get text reliably that have text IDs that can be added to the database and can be called later. Let's not even begin talking about generic text where we can substitute letters in. It is that support does exist here, but that is another layer of complexity that makes things more tricky. Let's not even talk about what about plurals and how do we handle those. That's that localization side, which is tricky. There's this other side as well, which is, well, how do I just simply handle writing text for the game? How, like, where do I write dialogue text? Do I write it here? So like in interactable, they call a function, right? Like, let's just say this is like dialogue, and then it's a string, test string, okay, whatever, or like maybe it's like an array of strings or something. This is just pseudocode here. All right, and then like we like loop over the string, and we you know, print the string. Okay, like this won't work, because with dialogue you need to sort of like pause other things. You need to wait for for input. You might need to. It may be that I'm doing cutscenes where some dialogue will have to play, and then something else will have to happen, and then dialogue have to play, right? So then in that case, I might need these cutscene managers, which trigger some dialogue here and there. But then like, yeah, where am I writing this text? Where does this come from? Do I write this in the editor? But if I write it in the editor and I create a resource, which I have gone through and done before, this is what I was banging my head against. I made a resource where I could create like a whole like list of dialogue with like context, portrait IDs, all that kind of stuff. But then like, you can't just localize that unless I write like a custom parser. But then that doesn't really even fix things, because do I want to be writing the text here? And then I started thinking, well, maybe all I need to do is when I write dialogue, it's just going to be a bunch of text IDs. Dialogue 1. Dialogue. You know, that's a capital 1, by the way. Dialogue 2. And then I open up PoEdit and I add dialogue 1, dialogue 2. And I'm in deep. Don't forget about right to left Unicode. Exactly. Things that I want to support as well, right? I will not hard commit right to left, but it is in my brain and I will attempt it. Do you write it in a separate file? Yeah, maybe I do, right? Like one thing that could be good, like I literally have dialogue or do I not have it anymore? I may have deleted it. I had like maybe I could just have one big file, right, of text variables that have strings in them. Like it's just like this is like a constants thing here. Let's say it's something like that, and it's like text1 equals some text, right? But then that's not going to work because now this text isn't localizable. I could maybe do this, but that's not going to work unless it's like in a function. So now I have to make functions for everything. I can't really generalize it, because if I generalize it where I have a function that takes a text ID and then fetches it, then I won't be able to detect the text that I need, because all I have is random text IDs.
Oh boy!
Oh
You
boy.
made it back for a stream. What is your favorite coding language?
Favorite coding language? Maybe C#. I really do like C#. It's pretty good. Thank you very much for the sub, by the way, Svenamini. It's good to see you here again. Godot has a tool for dialogue trees, but don't ask me where to get it. Yeah, the tree section, I don't know if I'll need too much. The approach that I'm going to go for is one that is fairly brute force, but I think ultimately gives me as much freedom as I want. And that is, I'm going to make I'm going to make a cutscene type, and then these cutscenes will be every single non-generic interaction will be a hand-coded cutscene, and that way I have full control over playing in animations, spawning things, whatever. And then basically I'll have like there'll be like here, like in cutscenes, I'll just have to like make a new file, which would be like my cutscene, or like NPC 1 cutscene, CS, and then in here there'll be like this would be like a node 2D cutscene, and then there'll be like a run cutscene, and here we just sort of play it out. We show dialogue, et cetera, et cetera. And then here, what I can do is I can do the translation text, NPC 1, my cutscene, text, 1, right? It could be something like that. And then in certain cases where there's going to be plurals, I can do the plural version, which I think is N, yeah. And then there's like, you add the plural. But then there'll have to be support in here for like, well, how do we pause here? So is this going to be like a coroutine that's going to have to yield and things like that? Like, I have to break these down into one task. This stream is literally a fucking therapy session. I have to break all these things down into small tasks, and then it'll become manageable. But the problem is I'm having trouble gluing it all together in my head in the first place. And so it has been a rough couple days, because I have these leads, and I know that I guess all I should do is just start doing them. And whether they work out or not will become apparent as I do them. But I'm so afraid of just falling down a rabbit hole for another 2 or 3 days and then deleting my work again. So this has been wholly uncomfortable. Yeah. Let's rechat. Sorry. Is there going to be a test after this? Yeah. But I do information architecture, and strikes me that you would want to centralize in some way all text that you would edit, because you have to hunt and peck. That seems like it would hurt in the future. Yeah, so I thought that as well. And what I'm thinking is that all the text that I would have would be in individual cutscene files, right? Like, it'll be like this, right? So it'll be like show dialogue, move character, show dialogue, right? Whatever. And then so like all my texts will be here, like this, and then like in edit they'll be here, and this is where I fill them in. And the reality is, there's like, to some degree this will have to happen. Either it happens here in code, or I make some system where I can do it in the inspector in the editor, but like ultimately you have to hand do it at some point. And since code is intuitive to me, it makes more sense for me to do it in the code. Yeah. It sounds like a really frustrating, yeah. Just trying the translation problem, welcome. It makes certain game engines thinking about how to handle localization is always scary, yeah. Because if you take the wrong approach, it'll be painful to fix later, which is why I want to work on it a lot now, because this is like important to me, right? Having the game available in other languages and having that support is important. So this is a very kind of tedious approach, right? but it would work. The workflow would be that I would write this, here, and then I'd have to like fetch everything, and then I would have to feed in, and then if I had a script somewhere, and then I would paste in the relevant text here and there. One thing I did discover literally 2 minutes before stream, however, is that here, PoEdit has this update from code where you go translation properties and you add these keywords, right? And it searches for these keywords in the source paths. And then it just finds your shit, which is crazy, which is wild to me. Like, this is how it should work. This text also, right? If I do this and I go to PoEdit, update from code, sure. Now we have 2. Hello, folks. It me again. Right, and then if I save this, and I go to Godot, I'm outputting both of those strings down here in the output. Yeah, see, it works. It works pretty good. Now the tricky part here is I don't know how. Jesus. God, I wish Godot would just support C#. It doesn't support it. If we go here, see, this will generate like a template of your shit. But if we add here, it doesn't support C#. That's not here. And if I do all files and I pick a C# thing, there's an error saying that it doesn't support C#. Here. This. Wait, here, generate. Input 2. Yeah, unrecognized file extension. So I would need to extend it. So, oh boy. Who's that? Vincent, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much for the resub. And Neff, thanks for the follow. Much appreciated. Dragon Apoc as well. Sorry, I missed that. Out of Space as well. Thank you very much. I really appreciate the follows and the subs. Thank you. Okay, let's catch up on chat. Someone, yep. I grant you the power as a viewer that I don't have myself to finish a self-organized project. Thank you very much. Would it help to do a proof of concept sketch out like 2 to 3 scenes using a method to see how it feels? Yeah, I think you're right. I think I do just need to roll the ball, right? And I could just delete it and start again if I need to, but I might learn. So what happens if you remove it? I'm not sure. Let's try it out. I'm assuming it will stay. No, it deletes. Oh, shit. And then you lose the translation as well. I need to figure out how to make... How does PoEdit do... plurals? Here, plural forms use default rules for this language. Use custom expressions. Learn. Oh boy! 2022 farming guy. Thank you very much for the resub. Nice to see you, buddy. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Just make the game German only and have it throw. Okay. Yeah, that would work. That's an experience. Maybe an enum with each element referencing a message key. Then you can tell from code which enum elements are not being used. I don't think I can use an enum. That's going to be. I'm going to have to be like tying all these things together. And that's, that is close to one of the ideas I had, which was having like all the text ideas as constants somewhere. But problem with it is, it doesn't really solve anything because it just means it's just moving the work somewhere else. That's the problem. Yeah. All the stuff I am seeing says it does support C#. Sure does, Lilybat. You're completely correct. It absolutely does say that. Good to see you too, Farming Guy. Okay, so in that case, maybe here's all my ramblings of a madman. Things that I want. Stuff that I can try and do the editor, my own custom translation parser thing if I want as well. I don't even know if I want it. See, if I learn to do my own editor parser, I could maybe make my own string type and have, which would be specifically for localized strings like item names and things like that. That can maybe solve this. These are some cases that I want to... Well, you guys can see. Jesus. These are some cases that I want to handle as well. I don't know how much I want any of these things anymore. One other thing that I want to do is I want to have some parser at the end of the day with my dialogues so that I can actually use escape characters in my dialogue strings to generate another dialogue. Right? If that makes any sense. Which means in one string can be multiple dialogues. And the reason I want that is so when translators do it, if in their language, it's better that they use 3 dialogue boxes to convey something or 2 dialogue boxes to convey something. Whereas it only uses 1 in English, then they can do that. So I can have like blocks of text that can be broken up in the actual translation. I like that idea. So I could warm up by making an NPC, just do something different. Make them walk around, make them be interactable. I can maybe start doing cutscene. And coroutines, maybe. This is all hard stuff. Today's stream's gonna be rough, folks. It's gonna be really, really rough. But we can start by making an NPC, and maybe we just make them walk around or something like that. Okay, let's get rid of poedit. I don't want to think about this anymore. I don't want to... No, go away. Everything, go away. Everything, go away. Except you guys. You guys can stay. You guys can stay. Delete. Delete. Okay. Let's make an NPC. So first of all, we might need a character type. And then an NPC can be a type of character. So if we... Here we got the character controller for ourselves. That's good. Let's make a character. I always forget how to do the beginnings of here, C#. PG, and this can, what can the root thing of a character be? Maybe a sprite? Or should it be the controller? Because I've got my character controller here. Character body. Maybe it should be character body. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's for movement. Yeah. Let me get a character body. These can go away. This, in that case, will inherit from this now, all of a sudden, magically. So this will be my base character, but then we'll also have like a base NPC. Yeah. PG NPC character. So this is, okay, wait, what are we doing here? NPC character, PG. This is main character controller. This would be NPC character controller. Okay. NPC character controller. Do I want to add controller to everything? Not really. We'll see if that bites me in the ass later. Okay, so main character will then, that means this here needs to be refactored. That will break a bunch of things, so that's fun. Cool. And this will, from this, inherit from this. Cool. Maybe this will have to go to the base, which is not that, which is this, actually. Actually, that's the base. Character sprite should probably be on everything. Trigger area should probably be on everything. Collision shape should probably, maybe trigger area, no, because that's the that would be the main character. Yeah. You know what? I think all characters should have trigger shape, collision shapes. Cascading Simulations, thank you very much for the follow. Blender MF, welcome. Thank you very much for the follow. For a project, we have JSON file with the key value and then just call the key. Yeah, that's effectively what I'm doing. It's just where I put that can either be in like a database, like the PO file, or I can use like a CSV, or I could use like a JSON thing. Yo, hi away. How you doing, man? About this, but you're a wonderful human. I hope you have a great. Thank you very much, Virtually Productive. Appreciate it. Can it be an evil NPC named Darth Snoopy? We can maybe call him Darth Snoopy. So we can. Maybe they need a name. Names need to be localized, by the way. So whatever we do now is not going to work. AC Pixel, hello. Please also remember that translated text usually need a context so that translation makes sense. Yes. That is another thing that I have been taking into account as well. So the things that the PO files would need is their message ID, which will need to be unique, the message string, support for plurals, and then also the context. And I think that's the information that I need to send off to that. But for my game, I also want to be able to... I actually want to keep extra information together too. For example, if I'm going to push some dialogue, there'll be like the text ID, the message ID. And that will hopefully have context. Maybe not. Maybe the context is here. I'm not sure yet. But another thing that I want to do is I also want to like push portrait ID, so like whose face should be there, as well as any other arguments that might need to be substituted into the text. Like, this is a mammoth system, but I know that if I get it going, it's going to give me a lot of flexibility. It's just honestly such a boring thing to work on. And there's just so many moving parts, it's hard to conceptualize everything. So I think I just need to start doing stuff. But for now, I'm going to do other stuff because I don't like thinking about that anymore. It makes me feel bad. I feel bad when I think about that now. You would say controller? Okay. Yeah, maybe I need to add controller. We'll see. An NPC character, non-playable character. That's correct, Tom Brom. Correct. I'm doing all right. Having a rough time with this shit, honestly. Highway with the localization stuff. Godot doesn't seem to just support that entirely out of the box, which is a little frustrating. So I will have to roll something, at least something of my own. Rushing usually causes more. Yeah, I mean, it's not even a thing I can rush because I wouldn't even know where to go. Yeah. If you do community translations, that's a start param to have a hotkey to switch between key and text. Yeah, and one thing that I'm gonna do as well is I do know that Godot has the ability to read from PO files, like they don't have to be compiled. So however I do this, like I want to try and have there be a way for whoever's doing translations to be able to test their translations in the game. That would be really nice. So, Rishka, thank you very much for the follow. Thank you. Sounds like a bit of a pain in the ass, but since when has localization ever not been a mess? Yeah, it is a mess. It is a mess. So, it's gonna take some time to get working. Hello, Crazy9229. Hey, that sounds like me right now. I feel like Crazy9229. All right. Maybe maybe character can have like a portrait. Yeah, I think so. Character can have a portrait on them, maybe. So it could be like a public pg const dot. Dude, characters, really? Oh yeah, that's like who it is. Right. So this will be the character ID, maybe? And this can be useful later for fetching portraits or even like emotes in the portraits as well. Because one thing I'm thinking of is like certain main characters can have portraits, but they will have different expressions. And I'm thinking that like the way that I can fetch them can be maybe through like a key value thing where it's like if we have a character ID underscore emote, you know, and I can build that string together somehow later. And then when I'm pushing dialogue and I want a specific portrait to pop up, I can just pass in, you know, the character's ID and the emote ID, and then it just works. So, request an accent. Australian guy trying to speak C sharp. All right. Here we go. Australian person speaking C sharp. Okay, right. G'day, mate. It's Aussie Jace here. Gonna talk a little bit about some C sharp here. So if you fucking check this out here, we've got public pg const.epg characters character ID. Check that out right there. We got some PG debug drawer. Extends from Node 2D. Not bad, right? We got some interfaces here. And some other functions down here. Pretty good. Bloody ripper. All right. There we are. Actually got your points worth there. Pasta check and hydrate, thank you. Nice German accent. All right. Enough playing around. We got work to do. All right? Character ID. Okay, cool. We might need... Jesus. This needs to move... Maybe I should just put this into consts. It's maybe okay here. It's maybe okay here. Don't need this. Don't need this. Don't really need this either. Maybe we can put the category like this. I'm not sure how that works in the editor. We'll take a look later. Ready. Oh boy. Does each ready call for the overridden things? I read somewhere that even though this says override, it doesn't actually override. I read somewhere that that's the case. So this would be like that. Character sprite. And this would be like... Wait. I delete character sprite now, right? Cool. We might have like a... I might want like a move to function, potentially. That might be global, like that might be just on the character base. And the reason for that is because in cutscenes I might want to move the main character. And it'd be better to just use the same function. So maybe like a public move to vector 2, I guess. Do I want like a speed or something? Move 2. We could have like a private vector 2 target pause. Because then maybe in Jesus. Thanks. Very good idea. Here, maybe if it's like if we have a target pause and we're moving somewhere, then just move at walk speed there, maybe. That could maybe work. Steve Irwin of C#, yeah. Hey QG, how are you doing? I'm having a fucking panic attack when it comes to localization. That's how it's going, but we're doing other things instead to feel a little better. We're doing other things instead. I haven't had a lot of wins in the code lately, and it's feeling really bad. So let's get some wins. Lots of games I helped on translation do other key in the translation text and to read values / var. What does that mean? Not be good, but it's not necessarily evil. Yeah. Probably a final facing direction too. Yeah. 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 That's actually a good idea. I'm just wondering if that should be two different things. There's no harm in it being the same thing. If we do something like this, and then if it equals none, then we just don't override it. But then if we set it to a final direction, then we actually do override it. I mean, something like that could be kind of nice. And then we have pretty much everything that we want. And I'll make like a change direction, I guess. I haven't looked too much in how the animated sprites work yet, so I don't know if they have like a built-in... I might want animated sprite though, right? Yeah, see, what does this have in it? Does it have like a direction? Frame progress, okay. Doesn't look like it. Maybe it's good that I have this like a direction. Maybe it should be... Whatever, let's just do this for now. This might be good to be exposed. You know, if I place an NPC and I don't want them to walk around, but I want them to face left or something like that, this might be good to have out on the editor. It just kind of triggers me having this below the usage, not gonna lie, so I'm just gonna move it for my own OCD sake. I think it doesn't matter in C#. I'm not sure if it matters in C++, I can't remember. Have some meetings coming. Time to lurk. All right. Thank you very much, Highway. Good to see you, buddy. You'll smash it. Thanks, QG. Override in C# works as expected, I'd say, only if you forget. No, I'm not talking about C#. I'm talking about this specific function in Godot. And this one. I read somewhere that these don't override. It's wild. It's wild. Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah, don't worry about localization too much later. Yeah, no, I'm not going to do that. Arkelian, thank you very much for the follow, and D-Stew, and the CAD, sorry. Yeah, exactly, Alex. I'm going to be putting in those kind of, like, variables. Oh, we got ad break? Ads! 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 All right, catch you later, Fenelian. Have a good night. I mean, surprise, pretty easy, huh? All right, ad break. We'll be back in 3 minutes. Pause to check and hydrate, thank you. Horbrus, thank you very much for the sub, which is coming through now, but that was Ollie Barley with a follow, thank you. And, oh boy! Thank you very much, Horbrus, while you're over there. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Thank you. Helps a lot. Alright, target direction. Move 2 could maybe use a speed override. Int speed override. So -1. I should maybe do this. And if target. Kind of like this. I could probably just lose that, honestly. Or I don't know if this is too fancy or not. I don't know if this is going to bite me in the ass later. But I could also do a speed override. It's greater than 0. If it is, do that. Otherwise, do walk speed. And then whenever I do move twos, I can just use the target move speed override because it'll always be what we set it to here, which will either be their walk speed or their overridden speed. And then maybe we can do, in process, we just move him, right? Move and slide. Right, so we can do if how do we know if we're moving? I mean, I can just set a flag. Maybe that's the easiest way, is moving. Ooh, that's a ambiguous thing there. Is moving, is moving to. I was thinking of seeing is moving to if this is different to this, but it could be that they're in the same location but direction changes. In which case it's probably just better to set it to true here. It probably will. True, Iowa, yeah. But Laura, thank you very much for the follow. You've moved to your PC now, Anna. Nice. You got the HD working Jace. Okay. So if we're moving to something, then we can just set our velocity, right? That's how this works. In here, we'll have to do a bunch of stuff that's going to be about whether or not I actually have control.
Haptis Potato just gifted 10 subs.
Yo, Jesus Christ. Yo, Haptic Potato with a 10 gifted. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Holy shit. Yeah, enjoy the gifted subs, everyone. Jeez, thank you. Enjoy. Wow. Super kind. Thank you very much. That helps a lot. Really appreciate it. God damn. Okay, so if we're moving to target, is moving to target. There you go. That makes more sense. If we're moving to target, the store, then velocity. How does this work again? We just looked at this. Let me just set the velocity in pixels per second. Okay. So I don't think I need to think too hard about how I implement this because I'm going to have to put in navigation and pathfinding at some point anyway. So I think for now, we just get them moving. Okay. Target pause minus global pause. Normalized. Multiplied by target move speed override. Move speed override. Wait, how do I know if I'm there? I have to do if the difference is small enough, right? I can also do a thing. Where if I've gone past it, I think the distance thing is probably fine. Thing is, if they're moving very quick. Hey, Malevolent. Does this have any move to things? Get lost motion, yo. Wait. Previous non-zero velocity. Whatever, this works. Shows the travel position delta that occurred during the last call to move and slide. That's interesting. Maybe I can say if during the last call. Thinking if the difference between the last I'm blanking on the Jace on one screen, student on the other. Stream it again, huh? I'm thinking if the yeah, right. I think I've got this. Maybe it's this one. But if I get the last direction and the target is behind me, then I just place me at the target. I think that's the play here. So let's write that down. Okay, now I have to do math to do this though. If let's just get this down. Lost motion. The vector that I just went. If I dot that. That is less than 0 or equal to 0. Does it matter which way I do the dot? I don't think so. So if I move like this, if I'm heading towards it, the dot will be greater than 0. If I'm heading away, it should be negative, I think. If I've got this the right way around. And if that's the case, Can I set position? Global position equals target position, and then this is false, and velocity equals 0. Yeah. Jace is very quiet compared to his sound effects. Yeah, probably. I'm a thinking. Jareed Gamer, thank you very much for the follow. And Tilaos, thank you very much. Gosh, coding, I don't miss it. I kind of missed it, which is why I'm doing it again. Sorna, thank you very much for the follow. Do I have to normalize here? I think I do if I want my movement speed. I think I don't need to think about it too much right now. Okay. This will probably do my movement. Probably. And then when we get there, we also have to set the direction. Current direction equals target direction. Change direction. Maybe this will be if this is none, then set it to current. No, that's not right. I'll need like a thing here, which is going to be like determine direction. I'll need something like that at some point. Or like update direction, I guess. And here I'll have to go, depending on what angle I'm facing or heading towards, I'll have to select which sprite direction I want, but I haven't, I don't have this animated sprite set up, so we can't do that just yet. Okay, so I mean, that sort of works for this. And then maybe in NPC character, we can do like a, or here on ready maybe we can do this for now. Vector 2, is the reason you're using Vector 2 here because it's a 2D game, or is the third value not needed in general for NPCs? It's a 2D game. Do we know what the game will be about? I think I have a command for that. About game, maybe? Oh, there it is. I work as a programmer right now. I'm on vacation though, but still coding nice. Coding's fun. I haven't done it in a while. I'm very rusty. Hey, Baldy Wookie. Okay. Let's just do something really simple and easy here. How do you do random in math? Math.rand? Math.rand? Is it like random? How do you do how do you do random in C sharp? Random number in C sharp. Here. My eyes. Random rand equals new random. Interesting. Okay, so vector 2 new location equals r dots next. Next single point, I guess. This. No, I'm assuming this. Okay, so 0 to 1, and then like the float max wonder distance equals say 40. Just trying things out here. Right, and then so vector, so we can maybe return new vector 2. Oh, it's between 0 and 1, right? Okay. So in that case, I need to multiply it by 2 and minus 1. Oh god, this is confusing. This should just be in separate lines, but I just need some hacky shit that'll work for now. That way I get it to -1 to +1. So on ready, we'll get some nearby position. We'll do move 2. So when the game starts, they should get some, the NPC should get some direction to move to. And then it should just work. Wait. Here's on Tetsukan. Next minute's update 3 is gonna be a while. Just where it defines a member. Is that this? Is it because of this? Wait, how do you... Does this break if I do this? I don't even know what partial does. Yeah, okay. Partial declaration. Type PG NPC character already defines a member code ready with the same parameter types. Only once for each node after removing a node from the scene. Is this not an override? Is ready not an override? Because I mean that's kind of wild. Because it seems like process is. Hides inherited mem. NPC character. Hides this. Anyone know what this is? Doing right, Crispies. How you doing? How's the progress? Progress is we had some progress last week. It's been rough this week. Managed to get a Dotonbori 10 yen coin. Nice. 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 I missed Dotonbori. This is gonna cry. Already defines a member called ready. What? I don't write virtual here, right? That doesn't make sense. Because then it would hide the node one, right? Yeah. Wait, how does this work? Is that not how... Can't you override overrides? Is that not how C# works? Is that not how programming works? Partial clause. So you probably have these members defined in another source file for your partial clause. I do. The fuck does a partial clause actually do? C#, partial class. Oh. So this is all one thing. But it's not though, because I'm inheriting from some. It's not the same thing. What? Unless under the hood, the rest of it does exist. Does this have to be partial? I think so, right? Because this is not. Does this have to be partial? I thought I tried this. Missing partial modifier and declaration P. It does? There must be something happening like under the hood. All right. Well, I mean, I guess I can. Like, I mean, I guess I could do like some like this, but this is kind of gross. Wouldn't this work? Probably based. Not that it does anything right now, but maybe it will one day. Does this not work? Oh. All right, someone help me. What the hell is going on?
Oh boy!
Borshik, thank you very much for the resub. Thank you. Shouldn't the method overridden be abstract to do so? I think it can be abstract, but it can also be... in this case, it won't be abstract because it has an implementation here. Divide them between multiple files. Yeah, but like the thing I don't understand is like this is not the same type as this. So like, where's the other part of this? You know what I mean? Like this is a child of this. But what this is saying is that this function for this exists somewhere else. Bizarre. Super happy for people to spoil me here. I don't mind. I don't want to deal with this problem. It was virtual. It was virtual in the parent class. Yeah. It's called. Wait. My main character class is called the same as PC character. Ah, there it is. Yep. There it is. I'm so fucking stupid. Oh, thank you. Thank you. There it is. There it is. There it is. There it is. There's your copy paste error, folks. Yep. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. Feels bad. Oh, there it is. Good catch. Thank you. Thank you very much. And fucking flip table, flip table, flip table. Oh, all right. All right, very good. Let's see. Wait, whoa, 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 whoa. Can we just hold up 1 second? Hold the telephone. Let's ignore that. Oh yeah, everything's broken now. I forgot about that. Because we renamed things. I'll be right back. I need to pee, folks. Buy a break real quick. Sorry, scamming you guys. I should have probably gone while the ads were playing, but I'll be right back. Alrighty then, folks. Let's continue. So now my scene is broken because I renamed everything. Yep. This shouldn't be character control anymore. This should be main character. Wait, maybe that's enough? There's no shot that just fixes it, right? It doesn't just get fixed like that, does it? Oh, it does. Hey, not bad. Actually, God Gamer, incredible programmer. Oh, there it is. Okay, so when we move. Yep, good. Let's make an NPC. Main character. Let's make a create new. What do I want to do here? I guess I could just make it a scene. I was thinking like maybe I could make these like global classes. I'm still not sure how I feel about it. Okay, let's just I think Godot wants me to use scenes. I think it does. So I'm just gonna use a scene. So fuck it, create a new scene. 2D scene. It extends from NPC. PG, NPC. It would need to be a global class for that. Okay. Global class then. Main character probably doesn't need to be here, but let's go with that. scene from NPC. Here we are. Pick. This is this is chat. This is you, chat. Here, you can be main anime protagonist. Wait, where's the sprite? Oh, there's no sprite yet. Okay. Add child node. Collision. Here you are. This is you, chat. Oop. Probably wanted to be square. Who cares? Is it not a VS Code that automatically fixes references? Yes, there is, and it does it in the code, but it doesn't necessarily do it in the project files, the scene files of Godot. Have one of the chat moves be backseating. I look nothing like that. Actually, you are. Look how small you are, chat. All right. Okay, so chat should pick a location. Wait, chat, where did you go? Hey, chat. Oh, there you are. You're moving. I think I saw chat move. Actually am that short. I'm not that short. Video is over, Bob. Yeah, we had the outro. I really like that song. Where'd you go, chat? Why'd you run away? You didn't want to hang out? Wait, we got an error. Oh. Where? Couldn't find character sprite. Jeez, I need to set these up. Okay, so I think what I have done wrong is that I set global is going to be target position. The target position currently is get nearby right. So this needs to be global position. This is so gross. Plus bleh. Look at this. You know, when I was younger, when I was a wee little programmer, I was like, all my code on one line. If you are new to programming, do not do this to yourself or your coworkers. Never do this to yourself or your coworkers. You put that shit on multiple lines, okay? You and your coworkers need to read this later, okay? Never do this to other people on your team or yourself. Write only code. Write only code. I've never heard that before. Yeah. Don't subject anyone to that shit, alright? Oh. Okay, you know what we need to do? 400. You know what? 4,000. We're going there. Ultra wide monitor will be fine. Some of my coworkers love Link, and they write long queries. Oh yeah, Link is really nice, but it can absolutely be hard to decipher and read. I haven't used Link for a very, very long time. I actually do want to use Link again with C#. It's actually something I was looking forward to, but it is really important to weigh up the pros and the cons there. Wait, chat, where did you go? Oh, jeez. Wait, chat, where did you go? What is going on? Is chat like running really fast? None. 10. Also, maybe just do like a... Dude, seriously, what is with this? I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be calling base here because of that thing, that one thing I read once. We'll find out. Draw, debug. What is the debug? Draw. That really simple here. PG debug draw. That. Draw. Oh, debug draw, right. Targets. Oh, it's private, isn't it? Fuck me, jeez. Get rid of this. Just go in here. Maybe I should just do this always, because it could be that we're completing this. If I would just set a breakpoint, I think we would, you know, figure this out pretty quickly, but here we are. Coding is only allowed in haiku form. Okay. Wait, was? Where did this come from? Why is this so massive? Well, we're never going to be able to tell because it's all on one line. Okay, it's this. All right, it's this. it already biting you in the butt, yeah. Okay, so it's not very far now. All right, let's just see what does this look like. Okay, so I went to move there, and they are there. So, or are they there? What? Wait. Chat, why are you following me? Did you see that? Wait. Chat, you guys are fucking stalking me. Look. Fucking what? How did I do this? I gotta run from you, chat. No. I can't move. Huh? What? Wait, what? All right, first thing I want to do is I actually kind of want to just visualize I don't need to. I just kind of want a sanity check. I just kind of want to sanity check this. Let's just sanity check this part real quick. Right. Okay. So yeah, you're gonna move that far. Wait. We can make this a party. Are you guys ready? Here we go. Here we go. Get ready, chat. An obvious problem. Why is it only to the bottom right? Just want to piggyback ride, yeah. Your followers should have thought of that. It's true. Oh no, the gem wall creeping. Okay. All right, so let's break this up. 0 to 1 minus 1. Yeah, that's right. Let's just separate everything here. Do I have like some weird offset on this guy? Oh, ass! Thanks for the follow life. Thank you. And Mr. Kana, Nickel, and Crown. 3-minute break. We'll be right back. Ads! Ads! Yeah, you're annoying me here now, Highway. Jeez. Alright, I figured out the problem, folks. I'm stupid, that's all. What I want is I want to multiply that by 2, then minus 1. And then multiply all that by the max wander distance. So that's pretty gross. That's pretty gross too. I haven't actually tested it, so we'll give it a whirl. You're the one that ran away first, though? Or, yeah, you're coming back now. You're crawling back. There we go. That looks much better. Now it's an area around them. Okay, so we now know that the final position, the final countdown here, this location, so what we get from here is good. We know that now. So we probably don't need this shit. We don't need this shit. Get out of here. We don't need this shit. We don't need this shit either. None of this shit either. Alright. With that fixed, I imagine that doesn't change anything. We're drawing a big circle. going during a smaller circle. Jesse Improved, thank you very much for the sub. Much appreciated. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Alright, they moved to where they were supposed to be. But they're moving really quickly. Like insanely quickly. Speed override. Speed override is greater than 0, which it is now. So target move speed override to that, which is now 1. Velocity. Target position minus global position. This must be wrong. It must be this. If we... force this to run, we'll see them move probably really slowly, right? Yeah, here we go. Yeah. Okay, so it's that dot product that's wrong. Look at you go, chat. You're doing it. Jace, take me back, please. There you go. Okay. There it goes. Too much coffee, chat. Too much coffee. Oh my god. Wait, it's always up. Okay, not this time. Okay. In that case, let's make this a little bigger. We can make this a little bigger as well, because I want, with what I'm testing, I do want chat to move, moving down here, at a pretty quick pace. Because I want large steps per frame. And then you should do the vibrating thing when you get there. A little bit, yeah. Let's do that even bigger. Yeah, good. So what I need to solve now is, how do I check if we've gotten past where we want it to go to? So get last motion returns the last motion applied. Okay. Ditsysis admin, thank you very much for the follow. Let's visualize get lost motion, draw, debug, draw line with my super handy function here from global position to global position plus get lost motion. Colors dot magenta. Because why not? Also, I think there's another draw that I don't think we need anymore. Or do I still have it? No, I don't have it. Okay. Okay, looks like the motion is too small for me to see. So if we multiply that by 10. Okay. Yep. Okay, so then am I just doing this wrong? So the last motion, dot the direction to the target, which is the target position. Is this not? Wait, when you dot something, is it... Am I doing it the wrong way around? I always forget with dot product. Should it be this way? That could explain it. Well, I figured out when you can just guess. Oh! Our camera's not moving. Here. Still vibing though. Still vibing. Oh, wait. It's because I've got the false in here. But we could see here that it went to negative. And before that, it probably wasn't negative. We go back quite a few frames. Yeah, actually, I think I might have figured this out. Oh. It just instantly teleports, and I don't really know why. Oh, is it this? Because it's vector 0 in the first frame? Yeah, that's what it was. And then no more vibing! And we're not debug printing, so that's correct. The problem was, on the first frame... On the first frame, get last motion is going to be 0. And so that does some funky stuff. I could put a check in to make sure this doesn't happen on the first frame, but another thing I'd probably do is just say the only other time it could equal 0 is if we're in the right location. Right? Or perpendicular to it, actually. No. I feel like this works. Works enough now anyway, because we're going to have to change this move system. All right, so we have NPCs moving. But what we can probably do is, let's just do some really basic AI that isn't going to be in the final game, but let's just do it. Yes, -1 equals opposite vectors, yeah. Looks like he's in hyperfocus. I was, yeah. I come in and out of it, yeah. First time watching in a while. What kind of game are you making? It's top secret. We got like the about game command here. Top secret information. Except for that information. That information is a secret. What you're working on? Just working on a game. Working on a game. I'm doing okay. A bit better this afternoon because actually making some progress today. Whereas the past few days I've been... Oh, Jesus. The past few days I've been... bashing my head against localization stuff and making 0 progress. So that's a daunting task that's hanging over my head. I'll get there eventually. So just picking up some easy wins now to get some motivation. Should reflect all my test code into some structure that makes at least some sense. God, give me strength. Good luck, Uber Grunk. You got this. All right, let's maybe make them, let's make the, NPCs, wonder. So, export. We can have, this can be 0 if we don't want them to wander. Wander frequency. I don't really have a lot of experience with timers or coroutines with this yet, so I'm just going to do something kind of naive here, which is going to be maybe like min wander frequency, which should just be frames, so like 60 and max. Just have something that kind of resembles AI, but it's actually really nothing. This can be like 240, maybe 4 times as long. 2. Dude, what is with this? Just let me type it then. If is moving. Did I have an is moving? Is moving to target. Private. Protected. Don't know how I feel about this yet, but we're gonna roll with this anyway. Whoop. If is moving to target, do your thing. So if not moving to target, int or whatever. How do these work with default values? Like the properties? Is like this? Is this the syntax? Oh, it is. Kind of weird. Kind of weird, not gonna lie. Wonder counter. Next int. What is this between? A non-negative random integer. Okay. How do I do this? Jesus Christ. Max wonder minus min wonder plus min wonder. Again, this is really, really disgusting. Don't think I need. If wonder counter is less than 0. I need a good I need a good emote. Should sort of move around now. Not working at all. It's pretty good. Is it because of this? Hazard a guess before debugging. Oh. Look at him go. He's wandering around. Jeez, why you gotta walk so far away, chat? The magic is happening down here. Jesus, can you come back? Chat. Chat, come back. Hello? Boston Chicken Hydrate, thank you. I don't know why. I don't know why you guys are running away. Yeah, I know it's mostly going up. I don't know if that's random chance or not. I noticed that. Okay, still up technically. Wait, always up? Is this just random? Or is something broken? Oh, down? Oh, jeez. What happened there? Oh, no. Oh, I think because of the collision or something. Maybe something... Jeez. Why is it always up? That's actually bizarre.
No.
Yeah, I think that tree messed him up, yeah.
Vamonos!
Vamonos! Look at him go. That's 2 down in a row. And here, chat won't be able to get... Oh, jeez. Just teleport. Fuck it, right? Jeez. Look at you go, chat. You're doing it. In this case, with the NPC, I probably just want to use move speed, right? Here. Walk speed. Alright, your walk speed here is insanely quick. Make it quicker. It really feels like there's like an up bias. I don't know if that's just random or not, but it's kind of weird. All right. We sort of have an NPC now. I mean, that's pretty decent. I think what I need though is I need to find when I want to make this better, I'll have to like choose a point. I might need some kind of like nav mesh or something like that. Choose a point that they can actually walk to, and then like path find their way to that. You know what I mean? That's probably the next step. But I like the wonder system. I feel like that's probably all I need. NPC character. What's that category? Kind of sucks that these are broken up like that. Whatever. Cannot stop chat. Nope. You told chat to do this. Yeah, I mean, you cannot control chat. It's true. Thanks for the follows, everyone. Dason, Paprika, Joret, thank you very much. The bias of going up felt pretty real, but I don't see... Yeah, I mean, the fact that it can go down like that, seemingly... I think it was just crazy random chance. Bye, chat. Yeah. Oh, chat's coming back. Teleport. Nice. Look at him go. Vamonos. Hello. Thanks, Nameless, for the follow. Thank you. If you could spawn like 20, it should show some... That's true. You know what? We should spawn 20. You're right. I could probably keep we could probably keep chat in the scene. Hang on a second. This is his position. Transform. Say here, which is 1151597. Wait, hey! You're not supposed to leave. Wait, what's going on? Why y'all leaving? Oh, it's because of this. I see. Now you have to stay, chat. Now you have to. You cannot leave me, chat. You have to stay and play, chat. You have... Can I change? All right, here. Frequency, min, down to 20. Wonder, frequency, max, down to 40. Or maybe like 60. And then walk speed, like 300. Does that change for all of them? It does. Let's play, chat. Meow, look at you go. Zoom it away. That doesn't look like all 194, but well, there's that many? Jeez. I feel like my character's getting pushed by something occasionally, but I'm not sure. I mean, obviously by the little chats when I block them, but... Whoa! What happened there? I think we were like colliding with each other. Oh. Oh, it's like when the colliders like overlap, they like pull each other around. Interesting. Looks pretty good. I can teleport just like chat. I learned from you guys. I think 200 would still be okay. Maybe a bit laggy. Challenge accepted. Wait. Here, this is plenty. They're like fucking ants. Holy shit. Oh boy. More. We could try to do more. There's like some Vampire Survivors shit right here. Oh boy. Very good. That was 80 viewers. The Bulls Kindergarten. Jeez, I don't know if that's an appropriate name for a kindergarten, but yeah. They need a check on hit. If they have a spot, choose a different spot. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to go too deep into that because I think eventually either I have to go for some kind of nav mesh thing, or maybe they just, or a more simple approach could be that like I just like raycost against the world to find a more sane place to walk to. We'll see. Not going to solve it now though. Give them all names. I was thinking that it would be sick if they had like names over their heads. Yeah, that would be pretty sick. I'm not gonna do it though. Not gonna do it. That would be pretty good. Raycast would become expensive quick, but Navmesh Sudoku would probably work nice. Yeah, I mean, the Raycast probably won't be that bad considering in the game there's not going to be like 80 different things. And at any one time, even in the worst case scenario where all of them look for a new position at the same time, like that's 80 rays, which is, you know, not great, but probably still fine. But I think I would probably want to go for a Navmesh anyway, or some kind of Octree, yeah. I think I like that approach, you know, because if I can get that to work, then like they can just pick a point in the level and make their way there themselves, you know. So I won't be using this like set their velocity and make them move kind of thing. They can just find their way there. Posture check and hydrate, thank you. Make a course and let us race. Okay, thanks, Renrick. I'll check it out. I wonder if we can make a little racetrack. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this, right? First of all, let's just check. Let's just commit what we've got. NPC, main character, controllers, basic, override, move to functionality, basic, NPC, wonder, functionality. Yeah, I'll keep this stupid shit in here for now. I can fix that later. I need to pee again. Jesus Christ, the seal has been broken. I'll be right back, folks.
No.
One chat per each Twitch live viewer. That'd be pretty sick. I was actually thinking of doing some like Twitch integration while I'm doing dev. That could be kind of fun. ATSG. Game dev is, I mean, it's something today. I've pretty burnt out on some other stuff that I didn't really succeed with, and so I'm just goofing around with some light other stuff that's not super meaningful, but will still be somewhat useful eventually. How do I... Am I crazy or is there like no... collision? Why is this only mouse? That's kind of weird. Collision shape. Oh, is this because it doesn't have a collision? Wait, what? Collision? So this is a collision object. Why does this not have a collide callback? Kind of weird. Jesus. Is colliding. Oh, is it this way? Nice. Is... Hmm. Physics body 2. Test move. kind of weird. Detection and influence. Yeah, I use Area 2Ds elsewhere, but why is there just not like provides collision detection but no physics? All movement and collision response must be implemented in code. Wild. The body collides with another. Wait, what's the return here? That's true if the body collided. Alright, we found what we're looking for. Gemini, thank you very much for the follow. Also, August and Bjunklaus, thank you very much, folks. Appreciate it. Good morning. Nearly 7 a.m. Damn. Good morning. Good morning. I guess if we collide with something, maybe I should have like a actual void on has collided. This will work for now, for what I want to do. So if we've collided, then what I want to do is maybe just set the... For now, I can just take these, I think. It's a bit gross because I'm copying. Loop. Damn it. Bloop! It blooped! There's not enough. I need... Okay, wait, alright. Okay. Background, this one. Okay. Detail layer. How do we do this again? Okay, here we are. Okay. I think it'd be easier if I did use this thing, because I think this already has collision on it. Oops. Posture check and hydrate, thank you. All right. Now we have this kind of like little map here. Put them here. All right. I didn't actually posture check. There we are. What happens now? What happens? Okay, they're just teleporting. All right. Jeez, it's like Dragon Ball Z. Move to. Let's pause. Change direction. Why is it getting set? Hey, Alate. I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. Getting there. I'm doing all right. What is his power level? Literally 9,000. We're already seeing end game stuff, folks. Yep. Engage your leftover back muscles for 5 seconds. Yep. Morning, Pancake. Okay. I feel like, what's happening shouldn't be happening, which is kind of weird. Because this gets set to... Yeah. Yeah. Is this running? Merp. Shouldn't be running. It is running. Each time it collides, it merps. Why? Oh, I know why. I think I know why. Is it because the dot changes? Oh, because the last motion is 0. Length squared. I think it might be that. This is supposed to be like this. So if we've moved before, maybe it's that. You can see it. Jesus. If we moved, and that movement was... I don't know what's up. My brain is so fucking cooked. My brain is super cooked. Yeah, that's true. Why does it work? It shouldn't be working is the scariest feeling.
Oh boy!
Thank you very much, Alate, for the sub. Much appreciated. Thank you. So a video where you talked about leaving Coffee Sin Studios. I was a fan of Satisfactory from the early access and liked your work you did as community manager. That's the reason I wanted to support you on your new way. I'm looking forward to all the dev streams. Thank you very much, Alate. Much appreciated. Thank you for the kind words. Balls. You need the W in there, DC1.
Balls are touching.
It's true. Actually true. why would this be happening? This could be happening if the new direction that we get happens to be behind us. I think that's what it is. Brain is so cooked though. I mean, I could just use a dumb flag or something like that, but I really don't want to do that. There's just got to be a better solution. Let's just do it. I mean, I think right now just the issue is that right here, which is what I used to see if we've gone past the target location. I think right now what might be happening is if the location is, when I collide with something and I get a new location, if it's behind me at any point, like within 180 degrees, then I just snap to it. Because I've technically passed that point, but I think the easier way to do this is if I don't use get lost motion. And if I actually do use, because here we use previous non-zero velocity. If I use something like that again, or I take this and I move it to the base class, it's basically the same thing, but maybe I can override it. That's really hacky. Okay, you know what? Try move.
Ads! Ads!
Ass! Yeah. Be right back. 2 more minutes. Be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back from the break. Okay, so... All right. Label. All right, who's racing? Who's racing? Press 1 if you're in the race. Anaruma, TSG, Zantetskin, and Pancake. All right. Zantetskin. Yep. I'm not gonna lie, folks. This is the most incredible horizontal center alignment I've ever seen in my entire life. Truly incredible. This is why I have fucking trust issues. Jesus. That's pretty good. Alrighty. Oh, I feel like Anna is getting a little shafted here on the left here, you know? All right. All right. Dutch accent? Dutch? All right, here we go. Howdy, partner. My name's Jace, and I'm Dutch. That means I'm from Denmark. Vamonos! Foster check and hydrate, thank you. All right. The bike in Denmark checks out. Starts with D, that'll do. Okay, here we go. And they're off! Wait. We have to hide this collision shit. This is top quality production here. And they're off! Here we go! The races! Who can get out first? Oh, Anna's they're gonna Zantet's gonna he's away! They're away! Oh my god! Now it's Anna! Oh my god, look at this! Oh shit! Who's gonna win? Zantetsuken wins! Woo! Anna very close. Pancake still back where they started. Oh, now they're coming through. Oh, Anna was so close to the end there. Oh my god. Oh, Pancake! Anna! Who's gonna come second? This is a tight squeeze here.
Vamonos!
Zantetsuken is just partying over here. Look at this. Oh, TSG. Yo. I think I might have to help him out a little. Maybe I need to. Oh god. Oh, Anna's through. Anna second place. Oh, TSG. Oh, Pancake.
Balls are touching.
Ah! Oh, TSG's in. Pancake is in fourth place. Well done. Well done, everyone. Good race. Good one. Good one. Nicely done. I wonder if I can... No, I don't think I can make anything more. I was thinking like if I could have them get closer with each thing, but I don't think I can do that very easily without waypoints. You know, so they can like determine if they're moving in the right direction. It can be done. It's just gonna be a bit more than what I need to train some more. Yeah, good job, everyone. Good job. Good race. Folks, I am so spent. I'm get out another layer like Mario Kart. Yeah. I'm super spent today. It's a Christmas miracle that I made it as long as I did. We didn't really get too much done, unfortunately. I put in a lot of effort into by the way, I'll do a quick catch up on what I did over the past week. I already did that in the beginning of the stream, but maybe some people here missed it. So, some of the things that I did since stream last Thursday was I overhauled the debug draw stuff, right? So I now have this debug draw, so I can draw like boxes around things, and I can draw lines very easily. I can even draw like collisions, so you can see this purple line here, yellow box around the collision, or a box around the sprite, and those are now super simple to do. I can just call them just like this, and I can call them from anywhere. I don't have to call them from the draw function or anything like that. I can call these from anywhere, and I can pass an entire sprite in, and it'll draw a box around a sprite. I can pass an entire polygon collision in, it'll draw a box around a polygon. Of course, I can just specify the rectangle that I want to draw, or a circle if I want to draw a circle. I mean, yeah, I can draw a circle too. And this is really convenient because for some reason Godot doesn't have that functionality completely built in. They have some draw stuff, but it's always tied to the object that's calling it. It's on that layer and not just like on top of everything else. You have to draw it from the draw function, all this kind of weird stuff, which is too confusing for debug functionality. It's too like mentally distracting to have to like sort all that shit out every time you want to draw a shape. So this is pretty nice. The other thing that I worked on was I was experimenting with some tile map stuff. So you can see here, I've not really done a lot of tile map art before. So this was just an experiment with some tile map art. But also experimenting with the terrains here. So, you know, like I have the individual things that I made, but then like also experimenting with this stuff so that I can, like, if I draw like this, it automatically, yeah, it's missing some pieces, but you can see that it sort of automatically does that. So if I continue going, you know, like I can get all the edge cases, or I can draw like a square. That's pretty sick. So I've never done this stuff before, so that was pretty interesting. Obvious issues with it, but yeah. I mean, they look okay. They look okay. I've never really done it before, so it's not that great. And then like I made these like little detail things, so I can put them over the top. Not that one. And then if I you know, go back, you can see that nothing that I drew is there. That's really good. Was I doing the wrong thing? Detail. Oh, I was on a razor for some reason. You know, and I can grab this, put that down here. Whoop. Those little details to break it up. So that's sort of what I experimented with that. And then the other major thing, so if you weren't in the beginning of the stream where I talked about it, I'll briefly touch on this. But the other major thing that I've been trying to work out in my head, and I did a bunch, I've done so many hours on this thing, and then literally this morning I deleted it all. And that is, you wouldn't believe it. It's just text. It's just dialogue boxes, right? So if I want to have text appear, I mean, that's easy. But it's also that I want to factor in localization. So I want to localize items, things that appear in menus, but also like old dialogue text, which begs the question, okay, well, where do I store my dialogue text? You know, where do I trigger my dialogue text? Do I make a resource and put it here? And if I do that, how do I fetch that for localization? And that is turning out to be an incredibly daunting task with so many moving parts. That is, one, not just how do I fetch all the text in the game reliably with unique IDs, and then replace that text when I need to, but also just like workflow wise, how do I want to do it? Like, how do I, when I sit down and I want to create a cutscene with like some dialogue, how do I go about that? And so trying to balance all of that stuff is an absolutely monumental task. Can you make an import of the text? Yes, I can do that. There's even some import tools in Godot that apparently will work for C#, but doesn't. So I could write my own, but that still won't work in every scenario. And even if the importing, how to import it, that's not necessarily the hard part. The hard part is when it comes to importing, what's that workflow going to look like, and how do I want to do it? That's the part. It's like philosophically, how do I want to do it? Not technically speaking. Not so much how do I manipulate the data. And then the other part is, even if we put the importing stuff aside and the dialogue database aside, the other part that's relevant is like, well, how do I trigger cutscenes? How do I handle dialogue? How do I create generic dialogue functionality so that I don't have to like hard code literally everything for every little NPC? Or do I have to hard code literally everything for every NPC? And do I want to put those in code files? Do I want to make resources here and store it here? Do I want to just put text IDs? So when I make a cutscene, I just trigger a bunch of text IDs, and then I open up like PO Edit, the translation software, and is that where I type in my dialogue? Is that the workflow that I want to have? Yeah. So that balancing act and trying to design a solution that will work has been tough. Excel.tsv importer. I mean, I don't have to use Excel. It can be anything, right? I think there's better solutions in Excel, right? Like some other PO editor would probably be better. The reason I want to go with PO is because of the functionality that they have regarding like plurals and stuff like that as well. And so, like, do I want to take advantage of that or not? Yeah, that's the tricky thing. So even with like Excel and stuff, even if I did it that way, I don't know. I feel like none of the solutions feel very nice to me, but maybe that's just the nature of it. It kind of depends what you want. Can dialogue be random, or has every NPC and cutscene a reason to be there? Largely, they will, yeah. I mean, it's not going to be random. But there may be like stuff where maybe I want to substitute in text as well. You know, like if an NPC says, hey, you need to get this item, right? I can't just write the item name in, right? I'll have to substitute in the translated version of that item name. That item name could have plurals. It could have different definite and indefinite forms. And so like there's, you know, and I have to use those wildcards so that like when translators want to translate the game, they can change the word order if need be as well. So it's just a lot of things to balance that I haven't balanced before, and I've been trying to work through that. And then every solution I come up with, I try and look into it with the engine, and the engine doesn't jive that well with that idea, because maybe it has something else in mind, or maybe I'm just not aware of something. And nothing is really easy to test because nothing is like super set up for that. The engine has some translation functionality built into it, but it doesn't feel like it's designed in a way for me to be able to take advantage of it in the best way. Wait, game development is hard? Yeah. The way you store it doesn't really matter. No, not really. It does a little bit depending on what the workflow will be like, right? So if I want my workflow to be that I can create an item and I can, you know, let's say for example I have a trash can here, right? Here, this is my trash can, right? This is my trash can, and say it's a sprite. No, wait, we have a trash can right here. Here, this is my trash can. Right? Let's say when we interact with my trash can, I want to give you an item. Right? So let's just say I want to just be able to set that here in the level, right? I don't have to open up code or anything like that. Like, how would I do that? Do I just type a string in here, like an item, potion? I type potion up here, but then that's not going to be localized. Also, if I use potions elsewhere, it should really be pulling from the potion string. So maybe I put the potion ID in here, and then that might work. But then what's the localized message that I use, and where do I fetch that from? It's just so confusing. What's the generic string? Like maybe, like the rabbit hole I've been finding myself in was I wanted to use Godot's ability to fetch, like to generate. See, it's got this thing here where it's like it'll find all the translation strings and it'll generate a template for all the translation strings that you've got. Except it just kind of doesn't do that. See, so like I fell down that rabbit hole, but it turns out it only does it for labels, which is good. You want to do that for labels. And for Godot script files, not C#, where you are calling the translation function on a node. But it's like, I don't know if I necessarily always want to be doing that. I can't just very easily generate it. Unlike other engines like Unreal Engine, when you just put the text thing in and it just kind of does it automatically. So I need to find a good way to generate my translation file and fetch all the translation strings. And so either I find an automated way to do that. And a good thing about an automated way of doing it is that it will hopefully catch every string that I add And if I don't do it automated, then I have to log every string that I make and have to keep all those things up to date. And that's really, really error prone. It also slows down the workflow. Yeah. Yeah.
Vamonos!
Yes, I would use those markers. Yes, I would use wildcards. Checks out. It's like a dialogue placeholder. Yep. Yeah. So that's what I've been like banging my head against, and I haven't been able to find like a decent solution. So yeah. That's kind of why I'm like really exhausted, because I've been obsessing over this thing for days and I've not been able to find a solution for it, and it keeps eating away at me, you know? It keeps just like every second that I'm awake, I'm like, how do I find this solution? And I can't let it go. I'm too like neurotic over it or something. Yeah. So I need to either A, find a solution, or B, learn to let it go. Two things that I'm not very good at doing. Must be hard when you're not sure which method you want to. Exactly. And the other thing is I keep running into roadblocks. So every time I want to try a method, that's fucking 4 or 5 hours of like a rabbit hole that I don't come out of. And so now it's making me hesitant to try anything unless I'm sure, but I can't be sure unless I try stuff. But every time I try stuff, it takes hours of my time, and I don't know if I don't know if it doesn't work because I can't figure it out, or I'm misunderstanding something, or like there actually is a limitation here. So it's just been a little bit tough to deal with. Localization has been done many times. It shouldn't be this hard. There have been other engines that I've used that make this easier. So, for example, with Unreal Engine, if I specify a text, right, like the text type, private text, blah, this will automatically get picked up, and an ID will automatically be set, and can be gathered in the localization thing. And something like that would be really nice. And Godot tries to do that, but Godot doesn't seem to do it with variables. They do it with this function. This function here, text ID. So this will just like, now if I well, in theory, if I now tried to gather my localization messages and I included this file in that gathering, it would see this function be called, and then it would create an entry with text ID that can then be replaced with the relevant text. Except the importer doesn't import C#. So one thing that I can do is I can write this in Godot script, and then it will detect it, or but then I have to call the Godot script to get this text from C#. Or I can write my own parser for C#. And these will only ever work like for every instance, right? Like I can't, if you want to take advantage of some of this stuff, for example, like if I want to get like if we have like a key name, you know, but it's key ID, you know, and we have like 4 keys. In the game, let's just say, for example, you know, so we have like key 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And one of the powerful things with these kind of things is that you can manipulate these strings. These keys, so you can fetch programmatically certain strings depending on what you want. Like, depending on what key the character is holding in this particular case. But if I do this, I can't. It won't auto gather these, but then it wouldn't auto gather it anyway. The only thing I can think of is hard code everything. Maybe there's no way around that. Yo, Darkness of Infinity. Hello. Why not make your own system? I mean, that's kind of that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm talking about, right? So like, if I can use functionality that's already there, then I can do that, right? So if I can use the parser and things like that, that can make my life easier. But it doesn't. I need to learn. That's the next thing I need to try and do is I need to try and make my own parser, so that I can maybe read from C# files. In my engine. Another thing that I did was I created a resource type so that I could make a resource that has all the dialogue for a specific character or cutscene, and then I could fetch that dialogue. So if like a specific character A, right? Their name's Frank, right? If Frank can say one of 20 things at different points in the game. So I could just create like a dialogue resource that has all of Frank's text in it, right? All of his English text with a custom text ID, and then in my cutscene code, whenever I call stuff, I just call Frank's. This is where Frank says line number 1. This is where they say line number 2, and I kind of do like that approach. But then if I were to do that, I would have to make a custom parser to parse my resource, because I think the docs say that they parse resources, but they don't, or it wouldn't even work because there's no data type for it to parse, because it's just a string. It's not a function call, which is the translator. So I could do that, which is not that bad, because that workflow is not too bad, because in one screen, right, and I had this earlier today, like I could have this thing where it's like it's an array of dialogue, like text boxes. I just type the text in, and then I can add what the text ID the string is, or I can build that up. And then if I write a custom parser, it can go through each one of those files and determine some text ID for each one. And that would actually work out fairly well, actually. But it will need a custom parser. Actually, maybe that's a good idea. It'd be easy to save dialogue into a text file. That is, yeah, yes. That doesn't change anything, right? I will have to save the text somewhere, right? Whether I save the text in a notepad.txt file, an Excel spreadsheet somewhere, in a resource here, in a PO archive that I can edit with PoEdit, that just moves the goalpost to somewhere else. Regardless, I'm gonna have to fetch the text from somewhere. So it's that process of like, what workflow do I want, and how can I reliably do it, and like in a way that is not so error prone. Like that's the tricky thing. Yeah, I don't know. There's just no. It's just a hard thing, and I have to make a decision soon. Yeah, I just have to connect the pieces, but yeah, we be rubber ducking. Yeah, for sure. Frank_dialogue_cut. Yeah, basically. Oh, copy fan. Yeah.
Vamonos!
So that's sort of what I came up with. So like, and I may go back there, right? So like, if I have if I have like a resource, and so a resource in this case is if I come down here, I can go create new resource, and I will choose it from here. And then in the resource, see where I've got all these variables. Instead, I'll have like an array, right? This resource will be Frank's dialogue, right? It's called Frank's dialogue. And then there'll be an array, and in the array, it'll be all of Frank's dialogue, every dialogue that Frank can have. And the resource can also not just be Frank, but it can be for specific cutscenes. So when I'm running a cutscene, I'm like, this is this cutscene's dialogue, right? So in any case, the resource will have a name, Frank's dialogue, cutscene 1 dialogue, right? And then there'll be an array of all the text. And in each array, there'll be the dialogue. There'll be I'm trying to think of like maybe dialogue plural, but that's for dynamic things, and maybe I shouldn't rope that in with the same stuff. So we'll keep it simple. So like dialogue, and then there'll be like, I can either have like a text ID here that I can hand write, or better yet, generate with a function. So there's like, okay, so wait, we've got dialogue, which is the whole, this is the whole dialogue container, okay? And then in that, there is a series of dialogue messages, right? And in each one of these, there's an ID, and this will come from a function, generate dialogue message ID. And this here is done by just saying like dialogue containers name underscore dialogue ID, because I had this other cool thing with this where it would internally keep an ID counting up every time I would create a new dialogue. Even if I would delete an old one, the counter would keep going up. So it would guarantee that all of these children will have a unique ID assigned to them, assuming I make less than 2 billion of them in one container, which I will. And then if I wrote a custom parser, I could take this, use generate dialogue message ID to generate fresh dialogue IDs every time. The message would also have the actual message itself in English. And in this, better yet, I can also store things like portrait ID and maybe even emote ID. So maybe not portrait, but character ID. So this is where I can specify who is speaking, which can fetch portrait or name. Emote ID can be used to dynamically fetch a specific portrait. People might be sad, happy, angry, right? This is really close. This looks like a table DB to me. I mean, it will be some form of DB, right? But it's about like what information is where and how do I edit it and whatever. And the other important thing here with this ID, which is generated with dialogue message ID, but this ID is visible here in the editor, right? The reason for that is when I'm writing code to run a message, show dialogue message, right? And I have to put the ID in. I don't want to have to like think about what is the ID, blah, blah, blah. No, like it should be right there. I should just be able to copy and paste the ID that I want, so I get it right every time. And with all the shenanigans that I've been doing, I have actually determined ways to show an ID without making it editable. Without making it edible. So I can do that.
Real programming.
Yeah, who was that? Ms. Matt, thank you very much for the resub. Holy cow, thank you. We program. We thinking things through right now. This, I feel like I like this. The reason I really like this is because this can be Frank's dialogue container. This can be the ending, the game ending, right? Cutscene container. Cutscene dialogue container. Like, it doesn't really matter what it is. It's just all the messages that can be in these things will be there. Now, if I ever want to modify anything here, I can very easily, because these will be separate files, I can just very easily go to the game ending cutscene and be like, oh, I just need to change some shit. And I just change it. If I want to add a message, let's say, for example, we're doing, this is like message 1. This is like a cutscene, right? This is a cutscene that I'm running, cutscene function, right? And in the cutscene, I show a dialogue message, number 1, number 2, number 3. Later, I'm like, I need to, so this is 1, 2, 3. Later, I'm like, shit. Actually, I need to change the writing of the game, right? There needs to be another dialogue here, right? What I can do is I can make that 4. I'll make a new one. And like, just because this is added later doesn't mean anything. I just take the ID and I just put it in here. Oh, that'd be 4. Yeah. So that way, the order of things or whatever doesn't matter, and I can very easily choose what I want to show. This kind of makes sense. Klingon, please. All right, Klingon. Here's my Klingon accent. Here we go. Howdy, partner. My name's Luke Skywalker, and I'm from the country Klingon. Vamonos! Is that the right space one? 7 out of 9. Just make sure you think of the ID names as well. Not just use numbers, but use names in it as well. Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking, right? So the ID, when we call generate dialogue message, in this case, it'll be like game ending cutscene dialogue container or dialogue. That'll be the file name, right? That's the file name. So like the name would be, this. But then the message might just be 1, right? But like I can see that it's from this cutscene. And potentially one other thing I was playing around with earlier today as well. Damn, I actually did a lot of good stuff. I shouldn't have deleted it. It's okay. I can rewrite it. Is like if these are in different folders, right? So this is in like the cutscenes folder, and like then there's like character dialogue folder. Maybe this name can have like this, and then this could just be like game ending, And so each individual message will have this. This is what the database will look like. Right? So the really good thing about this is now we have these entries. And it'd be like, fuck you, bad guy. And this is like, no, fuck you. Hey, that's mean. I'm the bad guy. Billie Eilish. Okay, so this is the ending to my game, all right? Revealed. So with this data structure, if I write my own parser, I can parse this kind of output that I can maybe put into my localization database. But the really, really important part is that I still store this character ID and emote ID. This is another hard requirement with the way that I want my dialogue to work. This must be tied to the text. It must be. And these things can't be stored in the database, and nor should they, which is why I'm thinking if I have this intermediate resource step, not only is it convenient to work in that I can just write the code here, write the text here. The other really cool thing about this is like I can pop this out and edit the text like this, and there's support for Newline and everything. So I can just use that kind of thing, multi-line editor. Those files are individual. I feel like this is a pretty good approach. There's something missing. I think the thing that's missing right now is that this, I don't know if this fully handles what if here, I'm gonna throw you all a curveball. All right, this is gonna. All right, I feel like we've got momentum. I'm about to kill the fucking momentum. What if we say the bad guy's name here? That's right. The bad guy's name is Jeff, but it might not be Jeff in other languages, right? So we have to use like Jeff name, right? So this is the variable. This should replace to Jeff's name. And in the database somewhere, we have Jeff name. Jeff. Is that okay? I think that's okay, because in code, the way I would fetch it is if I go tr cutscene ending like this, I would know that Jeff is in there. So I would have to do like some kind of string dot format. This is just pseudocode, who cares? And I would add in tr Jeff name. That way, translators, if the language requires, if some other language, right? But the word order is Jeff name. No, you fuck. I don't know. Like, who knows? That's, I don't know, different language. That they can do that, And I think this approach should hopefully work. It's a little dank, but then how do I write that in code? Because if I'm doing show dialog message, is there a way that I can look for these? Because it would be really sick, right? If this automatically looked for the entry in the database, right? That would be really, really, really sick. So if I show a dialog message and this function would be like message, and then here we like has variable or get wildcards or whatever, and this is like an array, string array, and then we can get all the wildcards. Sounds like over-engineered in the sense that localizers would localize the entire lines anyway. Potentially. This kind of system would be pretty useful in this is maybe not the best example. This is not a great example, but if we have something like trash can 1, you got a potion, right? But like this potion or like an item, some item, right? But the item could be random, and I have to pass the item in. There is a specific case where I would need these kind of things, or like you got some number of items. It gets a bit confusing, but it may not be necessary with dialogue. It could be that these, like, if I ever come across these, because I think in my game, for the most part, most of these will be hard-coded, in which case this will be enough and I don't have to go down this route. There is also support. There's already support for this kind of stuff in Godot. Where are we? See, like they kind of well, this one here, but where is it? Placeholders. Where is it? Yeah, see? They do have support for this already. Something like this. The part that irks me with this, though, is like, I can't make it super generic because, like, okay, character picked up the weapon. Well, what if it's a potion? What if it's 2 potions? Right? So then that would be picked up a potion or picked up potions. But what if it was an apple? Well, then it's picked up an apple, not a apple. And therefore we can't really get these like generic cases. And this sort of irks me a little bit. But I think maybe I just need to tackle that separately. And it could also be that that's not that real of a problem for me. It could be that, like, I mean, maybe I can just hard code those things. Maybe those situations don't come up so often that it's really hard. Would be useful if you decide you don't want him to be called Jeff and call him Steve. Yes, exactly. Yep. If I were to change the name, like placeholder for the name of characters, yeah. Yeah, but I don't want to go down that route. You can mostly avoid this. Yeah, possibly with just to change the wording, yeah. Just implement Google Translate, yeah. Yeah, item names. But I don't know. Maybe that's not that huge of an issue with the with dialogue. Maybe I should separate the way that I tackle the dialogue in that creation versus other things like pickups and stuff like that. Maybe those can use 2 sort of different systems. And maybe those are so infrequent that I can just add them to the translation thing myself, or maybe there's just some other way to handle it. It would be nice if there's... The thing that I'm afraid of is, like, if I have to do stuff manually, that it becomes error prone. That's the only thing. Yes. Anyway, thanks for the follows, folks. There's let's see here. We're going way back. Not So Grumpy Dwarf, Neil, Bloodless, Damumo, Walland, M-Star on Twitch, Melonius, Ashoof, Halo, Rich Teeman, Xiaomian Tao, Robert, and Mattia. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Yeah. I feel like I should just go down this route. And this thing here. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure if this is something I need. I'm flip-flopping on it in my mind. Posture check and hydrate. Thank you. Yep, got something going. Yep. Make a branch and try it out. Yeah. I think the most important thing is the most important thing to take away here is that this is ignoring this stuff, the wild cards. I think this is a decent workflow. It actually feels pretty good, and I think it's a reliable way to fetch translation strings. It allows me to change strings freely, add, remove strings without fucking over other strings. It gives me full control when I do implement cutscenes to call whatever strings that I want using IDs. It checks so many boxes that I think I should just go down this route, and then when I'm further down the road, I can take a look around, and yeah, I think that's the play. Let's make another complete wildcard like a random item, which would be replaced with a random items ID. First sites, yeah, I think so. But I think all of this really hinges also on writing my own parser, so I'm gonna have to do that. I have got some good resources for that, or one lead actually, but it looks promising. So that's the first thing I'll need to do is I'll make just some really dumb version of this, and then try and make a parser that can parse that. And then maybe I can make it parse other strings, like from labels or from... This is a big problem, guys. Jeez, it's a big thing to solve. For the item, if you want to make sure that you can always use the singular, you can do and as item. Yeah. And I can always take that road, but I don't want to take that. I don't want to take that road unless I kind of want to. I know that is a solution, but I guess it's interesting to me to try and find another solution to the problem instead of just working around it. But it could very well be that at some point I'm going to be like, you know what, fuck this, it's just not worth it. I'll just reword things. But then I don't know how that necessarily works in other languages too. But it probably works. It's probably fairly international. The whole number X item, it probably works in most languages. I'm not sure. One of many solutions, yeah. There are tools for translation. Have a look and search for it. Yes, that's what I'm going to be using. I'm using the PO format. Will I create my own dialogue text engine? Not necessarily. I'm going to try and use as many of the other tools as possible. But I need to find some system or some workflow that will work for me, yeah. Any problem has many solutions you can think of. Exactly. Anyway, I think that's all I'm going to do today. But I think I have a pretty clear lead on what to try next. I could pick that up tomorrow. And then on Thursday's dev stream, I'm going to be like, hey guys, check out this entire dialogue system that I made. It works flawlessly. Wouldn't that be sick? Yeah. Okay. Flawlessly. It's going to be perfect. All right. Well, we'll wrap it up here, folks. We'll wrap it up here. Actually, I did get the 4 hours in the end. And wouldn't say the most productive of streams. But I was really, really tired and not feeling super well anyway. So, like, I think all things considered, pretty good. Still got the hours in. Still made some progress. We did some good stuff with, like, the NPCs. Also had some fun. That was fun having chat race around. So, I'm still pleased that we got, what we could get done. And then also some pretty good brainstorming at the end there for the dialogue system. We'll see what that amounts to, huh? Not all days are 100% productive, and that's okay. Absolutely. It's just how it goes. Looking forward to it. Good. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Yeah, so we'll wrap up stream. One thing. So the stream schedule is dev stream Tuesday, dev stream Thursday, variety stream Saturday, right? This Saturday, I won't be home, so I won't be able to stream this Saturday. Oh, Jesus. No, I didn't snooze the ads. They're going to start. Fuck. Let's wrap up stream. Like, fuck. I don't have someone to raid. But I won't be able to stream Saturday. Ads. Shit. I'm blanking. So I'll see you on Tuesday next week. I don't know if maybe I'll do a stream late Saturday if I get home in time. We'll see. But
Vamonos!
There's a Discord here if you want to hang out in between streams, and I'll post updates there. We also have YouTube and the VOD channel as well. Okay. Let's see, who can we raid? Bits is streaming.
Comes out.
All right. Raid. No, it's the ads! We're raiding! I'm sorry! Wait, raid 1. This is the raid message if you're a sub. Ads! Raid message if you're not a sub. We're going to bits, everyone. Thank you. Bye, everyone. Bye, ads watchers. See you later, everyone. See you Thursday. Bye.